I regret getting a car note. And it's not even because I might not have the money to pay my payment or something like that. I really just regret getting one because it's just very inconvenient and it be in the way. Like, it's just really an unnecessary bill. And it really showed me that when you get a car note, it's because you want something nice and you can't afford it, and leasing and credit and stuff like that, it makes a way so you can get things that you want that you can't afford. But it's like like them payments be in a way. It most definitely be in a way, and especially at my age because it's so much I want to do. If I ain't gonna lie, if I could today, I would let come pick that car up and I would go save my money and go buy me another car, just because it just be in a way for real. And this is really for the people that's thinking about getting one. It's not for people that already have one. I mean, yeah, use the comments to like speak your truth, but come on now, be respectful.
What is this car? 2013 Chevy Spark.
So I bought this car and I went to buy here, pay here place, October of 2022.
So what's the interest rate?
28%.
Oh!
Not my worst. Not my worst.
No, I saw 110 earlier.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean 28% is good. What is owed on this car?
It's still without the principal balance on it is $12,000.
You paid off half?
With the interest, so they only.
What's the total owed?
Well, they won't tell me the total amount with the interest. When I go to make my payments on it, it shows as $12,000.
Okay, but not what's interest accrued on top of it.
Yeah, so
I'm seeing $13,000.
Yeah,
are you sure
that it's that I bought it for $23,000? Yes, the loan was sold to a different company.
So we don't even know how this is paid. Okay.
And when it was sold to a different company, this is the amount it dropped down to.
What's your minimum monthly car payment?
$135 a week.
A week?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had one of those since like the third episode I ever recorded. I mean, I just heard one of them almost have just a financial orgasm back there because of how insane that is. That's insane. $540 a month.
And
which again is this, you breaking it down by week is what makes it crazier. But that's how they make it digestible for you. What's the condition of the car?
It has no AC. Okay. So
well, I mean, it could just be recharged, maybe.
No, it needs a whole new.
Oh sure.
Whole new thing.
Oh sure.
So no AC. Has 130,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
The car only lasts about 150,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So in probably about another year or so.
What's the condition of the car though?
Poor.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've taken that into account and got your valuation. What do you think this car's worth that you owe anywhere from $13,000 to $20,000 on?
Car, maybe it's worth $5,000.
This blew my mind, and I'm gonna blow my own mind out. $1,389, and you owe potentially $20,000. Lowest $13,000.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the most underwater, insane car.
Yes.
You're paying a third of the car's value in a monthly payment.
Oh, yeah.
Every month.
This car is a car that should have never been created.
So I bought my car. Woohoo! Yay. I didn't even get to really enjoy it because the financing and all of the contracting part, they fucked me so hard. They messed me up so hard. I didn't realize how bad the refinancing contract was. Blase. I didn't realize any of these things until, of course, I call my father and I tell him I'm all excited. I'm like, oh, they did this and this, and my dad's like, what? Basically, they signed me up for gap insurance. Didn't need it. And honestly, guys, I can go back and forth about how shitty the contract was, but luckily, there's a 2-day canceling contract fee. So instead of buying this car that I was so excited to do, I am no longer buying this car, and I'm here at Mercedes-Benz right now, and I'm dropping it off. I owned this car for literally 1 day. I'm just going to trade it in, forget the contract, whatever, and in a few months, I will be getting into a new car. And
car loans, car payments, it's my worst type of debt. If we had a rate debt, for me, it's the most annoying. Student loans, you get a degree, it's stupid. That's probably second.
Sure.
Credit cards, people are like, we pay it off every month, whatever. So if we rate the debt, Car loans for me, it's the dumbest
And it's
debt
the
that
one
you
we
could be in.
justify the most.
Mathematically speaking, when
It
you
is the
just
dumbest.
look at your finances, it's the dumbest thing that you can do with your money. It really is, because you're borrowing money, paying interest on something that's going down in value. It's not an asset, and it's for what?
Do y'all want to know what is worse than my Tahoe payment? You guys thought that was bad. Wait till you hear this one. It's my husband's truck. My husband drives a 2020 GMC AT4 Sierra 1500. We bought it in August of 2022. Financed it for $78,000. He still has a remaining balance of, I think it's $72,000 or $74,000. I haven't really checked recently. His payments are $1,600 a month. So y'all thought my $1,400 Tahoe payment was bad. His truck payment is $1,600 a month with an APR of 14%. So yeah, y'all stop coming after me for my bad finance decisions and go after him, because he fucked up too. Too bad he didn't buy his truck for him. I did. So yeah, I messed them both up. Oops. So maybe we should just let his truck get repossessed and keep the Tahoe, because a $1,400 Tahoe payment is a whole lot better than a $1,600 truck payment. Or maybe we should just let them both go back, because we have the Audi now and don't need either of the car payments.
Good news, good news, good news, that's all they wanna hear. No, they don't like you when I'm done. But when I'm flying, no, it make them so uncomfortable, so different. What's the difference? When it ain't that bad, it could always be worse. I'm running out of gas, hardly anything left. Hope I'm
Do you know the biggest, worst financial mistake I've ever made? Financing a car. Why didn't I listen to my dad when I sold my first car that he kindly bought for me and put that money down on a deposit on a finance car? He literally said, you're more or less stuck now, unless you want to pay like a balloon payment at the end, which is like $7,000. Why did I do it? Because the irony is, that particular car got written off. Then, silly me, got this huge insurance payout and put that money down on an even more expensive car. But only me can pay their monthly payments back on my salary. I don't have a salary right now because I'm on maternity leave, which means a huge chunk of money of my maternity pay is going on a car that just sits and runs me to and from Morrison's or to my mum and dad's. And it's not even a brand new car, it's a 2018 plate, but it's costing me an absolute fortune. And I'm just so pissed off with myself. Here I am, literally, I emailed them on Monday to see if they could get me a cheaper car. Because as I've gotten older, I've realised that actually, who cares if you haven't got a flash car? I'm 23 years old, I don't need a flash car. The worst part is I literally look back and the insurance payout that I got could have been like a 5% house deposit. But here we are renting. Honestly, I wish that my dad could control my bank account. It actually makes me feel sick. I could be in such a different position right now. Thank God I paid extra for gap insurance, because it literally paid off my finance for the car that got written off, and then I just got the remaining lump sum back. And I still look at it now and I'm like, why? Why did I use that money to get another car on finance, an expensive car on finance? I literally could have put money down on a house, on a 5% deposit. Don't get me wrong, it's not a massive deposit, but it's still a deposit. Now I literally spunked it up the wall. Anyone else feel me? Because it's just the worst fucking thing I ever did.
Let's go! Nay got the Toyota Camry 2020 with the red interior. Miss Nay, how much did you put down?
$0 down.
How much was your monthly payment?
$5.99.
For how long?
$427.
Take a look.
This right here is probably the worst car deal I've ever seen in my entire life. She got a Toyota Camry with $0 down, paying $600 a month, 427 months. To get yourself stuck in a deal like that, your credit must be just terrible. However, imagine not knowing anything about cars to thinking that this right here is a good deal. I mean, as you can see, she's all excited. $0 down, $5.99 a month. 427 months she's locked into paying for this Toyota Camry right here. This is how much she'd be paying if she obviously kept that car for the full 427 months. However, she's never going to be able to sell this car because her payoff is going to be so high. Even $600 a month for a Camry is just insane. Her loan is literally for 35 years, longer than she's been alive. So again, just because you have bad credit and no bank's gonna approve you, this right here is not a good deal. Learn about the car market, understand what's a good deal versus what's not a good deal, and do not get yourself trapped into a life sentence like this, because this is a life sentence. Again, she's probably gonna get repoed within the first 1 to 2 years. If you want to learn how to buy the right cars and or make money off them every single month, join me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, free live mentor stream. Link is in my bio.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button and be one of my first 1,000 subscribers. You'll be part of an exclusive club if you become one of my first 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that. Help build my channel, and hit that like button also. Now today, as you can see, we're talking about car loans. I know sometimes it makes people uncomfortable to talk about, but you might think financing a car is normal, but in reality, just because it's normal don't mean it's a good thing. It's one of the worst financial decisions you can make. Plus, the wealthy avoid traps like a financial car loan by using assets to pay for their liabilities. Now, what happens when you take out a car loan? You borrow money, usually at a high rate, to buy something that immediately starts losing value. It's one of the worst kinds of debt, and I mean, basically drains your wealth instead of builds it up. There's only rare muscle cars. You got to rebuild them, and you can probably sell them at a high value, you know, like a classic vehicle. But that's not what most people are doing. So we're talking about the majority, and we're talking about the people like in these videos. Now, let's say a brand new car, which is the worst kind of car that you should buy. But did you know that a brand new car loses 20 to 30% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot? Like, by the time you pay it off, it's worth only a fraction of what you originally paid. Meanwhile, you've been making monthly payments with interest on something that's worth less and less each day. So think about this. A $40,000 car with a 6% interest rate over 5 years means you're actually paying about $46,400 total. That's $6,400 lost to interest alone. That's almost another car. And that doesn't even include maintenance, insurance, and depreciation. So who's really winning? You or the bank? Think about that. We're trying to free up money so you can invest in dividend paying stocks. But you can't do that if you have so much debt that you have no money left over to invest with. But what do you do whenever you do have money, like the wealthy do? Or how did the wealthy become wealthy? Well, one of the ways they did that was they don't take out traditional auto loans. What they'll do is buy assets to pay for the car loan. So instead of financing a car with debt, the wealthy invest in cash flowing assets first, like real estate, stocks, or business. And the income or returns from these assets are then used to pay for their liabilities. Okay, let's say you can't do that yet. Buy enough assets to generate enough cash flow to pay for your car. What are things you can do if you're going to get a car loan? Well, one is to buy a reliable used car. Instead of financing a brand new car, buy a reliable used car with cash, or at least a very small loan you can pay off quickly. You'll avoid massive depreciation. You don't have to get these $35,000 cars that you're going to be paying for years and years on end. You can get a car for half that, just as reliable. No one will care. Here's another one. Keep the car as long as possible, because the longer you keep the car, the more money you save. So once you pay the car loan off, don't go rushing and getting another car just because you got extra money freed up. Because every year you drive it, is a year without a car payment, and that's money you can invest elsewhere. So at the end of the day, auto loans keep people trapped in a cycle of debt, while the wealthy will use assets such as dividends to buy their liabilities. So next time you're thinking about getting a car loan, ask yourself, do you want to be financially free? Or do you want to keep making the banks rich while you drive your expensive, depreciating car? So that's it for this video. Hope you found some value. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment below. What's your take on auto loans? Have you ever been in a bad auto loan? Are you in one currently? You ever used an asset to pay for a liability? Those are just some of the things you can talk about in the comments if you like. And until next time, peace.